The last unit of the year covers a lot of minor content in measurement, data, and geometry. And so it's a bunch of different standards, all of which we don't do as just random isolated things that we're learning, but that we connect back to what they've already learned before. Time, how to read a clock, and calculating elapsed time is one of them. So students would need to find how long from start to finish. And one of the tricks with this is that this requires regrouping, just like in addition and subtraction, except for that you can't regroup 10 because there aren't 10 minutes in an hour. I couldn't do 321 minus 255 and subtract and find a difference like I normally would subtract to find a difference. I'm going to need to either skip count up. 255 plus 5 gets me to 3 o'clock, plus 21 gets me to 3:21, or do some sophisticated regrouping that doesn't involve relying on those groups of 10. And so it really pushes an understanding of exactly what happens when we add and subtract, because basically we're adding and subtracting in a different base. Perimeter helps us really contrast with area, and so that is a nice complement to what we've been learning there. And then line plots give us a really neat way to apply what we've learned about fractions so far, but also to think about how we represent data. And then we also answer questions about bar graphs and pictographs, which teach us how to read and use those to learn about the world, but also apply what we've learned about addition and subtraction, and even repeated addition when we talk about pictographs representing equal amounts with each picture. Lastly, we have geometry. I know that for sure the geometry that we teach our third graders is way different than I was taught. When I was taught, this was a square, and that's all it was a square. But nowadays, we have extended our vision of geometry to encompass, to be really defined by the properties a shape has. And a shape can have lots of different properties. So for example, this square has right angles, and that also makes it a rectangle, because to be a rectangle, you have to have 4 sides and right angles. And so this graphic organizer shows that quadrilaterals is the big category. And then as you get more properties, you get more and more defined, but you're still a quadrilateral. Now, except for time, these standards are considered minor or supporting content, and so they will not require written explanation.